Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers again. So, you remember actually you don't remember, but I did sell that Honda lawnmower that I fixed with the caster wheels. Yeah, I sold it for $200. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's a lot of money. I listed it for $249. Some guy says I'll give you $200. I'm like, bet, let's go. So we met, and he says his conked out. And then as soon as I sold him mine, I says, hey, what are you going to do with the broken one? He's like, oh, I was just going to throw it away. And I says, throw it away? Well, I'll take it if you're going to throw it away. He's like, yeah, I'll give you my address. Come get it whenever you want. I'll leave it in front, you know? I'm like, cool. So, we're over here in Babylon Village, kind of a nice area, you know? And, figure I'd just come by and pick it up. And, I'm here now. Stay here, Boba. Be right back. Said it was behind the Subaru. Ooh, the doggy. Ooh, it's got a bagger. Oh, you know, that's not bad. Feels pretty solid. Wheels alright. It's a push mower. I know that when the guy bought mine and he saw that it was rear self-propulsion and it was really nice, he was like, his eyebrows went up like, wow, this is cool. Nice ride. Nice day today. It's not as hot. So I'm back home now. But before I get started on this project, I gotta clear out my garage. That's how you get it down without two people or hurting your back. So before I get started on this project, I had a ton of parts from that keys thing that I took apart, so I'm going to part out, right, that I already did. This is the bin for all the keys parts that I've already listed on eBay, and these are some parts that I've yet to list on eBay from that snowblower project that I did. These are just the extra parts, but the stuff is so heavy, figured I, you know, put it on the old Black Beauty, fire her up, you know. I haven't used the Black Beauty in about 2 weeks. This is Old Reliable. By the way, Pete Lombardi just picked the Black Beauty. Looks just like it. Oh, I told him it was a 38 deck. While I'm here, let's look. I can't tell. I thought it was a 38, but he says his is a 40. Let's just find out. Why not? Oh, how about that? It is a 40. I said 38. He goes, really? I didn't know if they made 38s. They're 40s. I'm saying, oh, now we know. It's a 40. We're going to use the Black Beauty and bring all my parts to the back. Got my fuel shut off, because these are infamous for leaking gas into the crankcase. It's the only bad thing about it. Let's see if it'll start. Cold start in 2 weeks. fits through my gates just perfectly. That's why I keep it. It's got the bagger. Here's my parts bin. I'll be dropping off some inventory. Get that idle. I know for the past 5 videos or so I've said it's just hotter than hell, and I'm not kidding. Today is 97 degrees, man. Feels like 117 if you ask me. You can cut the humidity with your hand. I'm telling you, it's like you walk out of the house and it's like poof, the pressure of humidity, you know? You sweat instantly, man. I just picked this up today. Free! That's right, free. Toro Pro Line 32, man. The only thing that's wrong with it, he says, is that the carburetor leaks, although I haven't seen it leak yet. And that back tire is down a little bit. What a score. Free! Apparently it works perfectly. It's a Kohler Command 12.5. It's pull start. I'd like to put a starter on there, you know, electric. But and I got another push mower for free, whatever. But a Mother Load 17 from yesterday. Anyway, so this was the Craftsman push mower that I got for free when I sold him my Honda caster wheel zero turn one that I fixed for $200. And that's when I asked him, I said, what are you doing with your old one? He's like, oh, I'm throwing it out. You want it? I'm like, yeah, I want it. So I went over maybe a couple of days after I sold it to him to his house, picked it up. Now he told me that he thinks the piston scored, which is why there's no compression, right? And that when he took the spark plug out, it was all oily and stuff. And that's why he thinks that the oil is getting through the piston and stuff. But I took the spark plug out, and yeah, it's a little oily. I just cleaned it up and put it back in. And so what I'm going to do is I checked the oil, and the oil is 1/3 too much. So you got the up to the add line, right? And then exactly the amount to the full line, right? Well, then there's exactly 1/3 amount that's above the full line. So I think he overfilled it with oil, but that may not just be it, you know what I'm saying? So I tried the primer, and it looked like it kind of wanted to start, but so while the carburetor could be dirty, I'm pushing the primer and you can kind of feel it, right? It feels like it primes pretty well. Usually if the carburetor's bad, it won't even prime well, you know? It seems like it primes well. I can smell fuel. So it won't start. So normally I would just look at the carburetor and see what was up. Like I said, the fuel is, I mean not the fuel, the oil is overfilled. Could that cause a problem? Maybe. Oil is dark, but it's not like super horrible. Could it be the keyway? You look at the evidence of the blade, see if there's any big nicks on it. And there is a nick on it. Not too bad, but there is a nick. Like it hit the curb or something like that. It's also missing the foot flap protector. But so the keyway could be busted, right? Or the carburetor could be dirty. Either way, it's so hot to work out here. I don't even really want to be out here. But unfortunately, I need to stick to my video a day philosophy. We're going to first start off by at least addressing the carburetor. Let's take that carburetor apart and see if that's a problem. So these carburetors are pretty easy to work on. The carburetor is attached to the gas tank. So let's take the shroud off. It's just 2 bolts, already loosened it. Thought I did. Let's see if it's why does this seem like there's a bolt under the sticker or something? Would that be right? Is there a bolt under the sticker? I don't feel it. Right. Let me get that sticker off. Peel the sticker. No bolt under there. What the hell? There was a little plastic tab here that goes into this slot. So just put this, rest it to the side like that. I already loosened this flathead. You're a flathead. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. Clean. That's a pretty clean filter. If you'll take a look here, you can see that it primes very well. Should be able to see fuel shoot in. Just going to show you. See that? It's a good prime. I don't anticipate this carburetor being dirty. So if it's not the carburetor, it's got to be something else. Well, let's just make sure it's not the carburetor. Okay. So it's got a 1/2-inch bolt that holds the gas tank to the engine block. Comes out just like that. It's a big long bolt. Then there's a 3/8 bolt in the front that holds it onto the frame. Then you just pull this loose from the intake manifold. Right? Give it a little bit of a turn. It's a Z-bend. Fuel just leaked out everywhere. Got to protect the finish because gas will take the paint off. But when you clean it off, you're also cleaning your shit. So it feels like it's pretty full of fuel here. But I'm not going to dump it out just yet. Then it's just 5 Phillips screws. If it's the carburetor, it's the diaphragm in it that always goes bad after a while. So that's the 5 Phillips screws that are out, and this thing simply lifts up and do a twist, and there you go. There's a carburetor, and as you can see here how puffy it is. It's not supposed to be puffy, it's supposed to be flat. So I think this diaphragm is bad. There's a mesh little filter that keeps dirt out of the carburetor, and as you can see, it's got some dirt in there. I mean, this could be the issue. Maybe it's not. Got a guy here, the 7th estimate to my driveway. I'll be back. So given the way this looks, you see that dirt that's right in here? That's probably a small problem, but I don't know whether or not it contributes to whether or not this works or not. But if you do look at the this diaphragm though, see this big dip in there? That does cause something too, but I'm not sure whether or not that will definitely do it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a screwdriver and jam it into this little area there just to get this emulsion tube out, and then we'll blow it with some carb cleaner. So the guy's giving me another estimate on my driveway. I gotta tell you, I had 7 estimates now. Not one has shown up to come to work. Completely unreliable, man. Of course, I didn't call 4 other ones because they were way more than the other 3. Gotta get a good price, you know what I'm saying? This is too wide, I gotta get another thinner screwdriver. Tell you, nobody wants to work, man. There we go. So, you get the right tool. Pull this emulsion tube out without damaging it. I sort of gouged it a little bit. It's alright. Man, why is this so hard to get out, man? There we go. So it's got a O-ring on there. It's clear, but I could see some dirt in there. Just gonna get some carb cleaner. Blow that out. Other than that, it doesn't look too bad, you know. Jose, you're in my video, baby! Then this area here's a hole, so you take the, blow it out that way. Seems to be clear. And you know what? This gas tank over here, usually you see a lot of crap build up right in that area there. And if you didn't have fuel there, it wouldn't be able to prime. So it's good that this is actually clean. Usually this area is in complete disarray. So I'm going to take this one now and blow carb fluid through the hole. Ooh, look at that. Then you cover this hole and blow it so it'll go out the sides. There you go. Looks pretty clear. There's 1, 2, 3 holes in this plastic emulsion. 3 holes, and they're clear. So I'm going to stuff this back in here again. I'm looking at the marks that I had to make sure that the flat part is in the right direction. I don't think I don't know if the direction is vital, but either way I'm going to put it in right. The flat part here was on the bottom. I could see some screwdriver marks that I made there, so I know it's there. Pops right in there like that. Here's the mesh thing. Now the mesh thing, if it's filled with crap, I'm blowing from the in out, so whatever stuff that was stuck over here is being blown out. So this is the mesh filter that goes on the emulsion tube here. Put that back. I always forget to put that back. So honestly, this really wasn't that dirty of a carburetor. I'm just worried about the diaphragm here. Usually this always has to be changed. As a matter of fact, if you look at it, it's not sticking to that part there. Because if you had it down, it'd be alright. You know, I've seen worse. I don't know if this is the problem. I mean, maybe the piston is scored, you know. I won't know that unless I take apart the keyway and see if that's done. I think it went like that. It has to go like this. Yeah. Looks like that. See all the holes match up. Careful not to pinch the gasket and the diaphragm. It doesn't have to be super, super tight, you know, like torquing down engine bolts or something. It's plastic, so be careful. This impact driver isn't strong enough to strip bolts like that. Which is actually what you want. So let's see, 5, yep, we got 5 in there. This is the gasket for the air cleaner. It always pops off. Here's the Z-bend. That goes in like that. And I'm going to put this back in like that. You know what, guys? I just noticed something. What's missing? Come on. What's missing that would cause this not to start? Duh. It doesn't have a spring! I noticed there's no spring. Well, if there's no spring, fellas, it's not going to work without a spring. Bet you that's all that's wrong with this damn thing. There's no spring. Can you believe that? I bet you that's the reason. Which means, thank God, I do not want to take off the engine cover. Do not want to take the engine cover off and check the two-way. Taking off the flywheel is a pain in the ass. You guys know that, right? So I'm just going to put this tank back and go find a spring. I am pretty sure, high confidence, that our issue is not it's not the carburetor, it's not the keyway, it's not the piston scored. Rather, it is the omission of a spring. That's it. Because if there was no spring, it's not going to throttle. That's why it didn't start. You know what I'm saying? Can you believe that? I'm going to find a spring. So I found this old spring. I actually found two other ones. It was a Honda one, but it was too it was too long, you know? This is how you adjust the RPMs, this tab here. Be careful not to bend it too much or you'll break it. But this spring seems a little long, but it seems to give it good tension, see? Way too good, actually. Still way too good. Only that this part here is getting caught on there. So I have to flip this around so that this is on the top, not on the bottom. Yeah, I'll have to make this different. Alright, so I worked it out. It feels pretty good. It feels a little tight though, you know? Feels like the tension's a little too strong. So I'm just bending this a little bit to relieve some of the tension. Relieve the tension. We all need some tension release, right fellas? In reality, the original spring is a lot more softer, you know, one of those really soft springs, you know what I mean? So it just has slight tension. That feels pretty good. But I still feel like there's too much tension. Either way, I'm going to try it now. Because look, you got the spring there now. Now it ought to work. Especially since it primes. There we go. It's priming. I'm going to start it now. Okay, I'm going to give it a pull. I'm gonna. You guys see that? It was just missing the spring, man. There's nothing wrong with this lawnmower. But as you also saw, it's revving really too high. I told you that tension spring is just too strong, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it back a little bit more to lower the RPMs. I just bent it back like a quarter inch or so. Still feels too fast, even though I bent that thing back. So you know what? I'm gonna have to stretch that spring a little bit. That's what you got to do. You got to just stretch the spring. So here's the spring right here. See how this is bent all the way back almost, you know? So I'm just gonna stretch this string a little bit, like that. Yeah, there's almost like no tension on it now. I might have to bend this back. Because there's like no tension. So I'm going to bend this back a little bit so it has tension. You know? Yeah. That ought to work. Let's try it now. That's pretty good. So I'm still going to bend it back though. Alright. Let's see that. That's okay. Those RPMs are running around the 3,000 area. Yeah, that's right. I have a computer in my head that reads the amount of RPMs in there. It's like 2986 is what the RPMs are. Not bad. Alright, so how about that, huh guys? It was only missing the screw. Can you believe that? Carburetor was, you know, relatively clean, but we cleaned it even more now, you know. Fuel is good, primer bulb works. This thing starts up just fine, you know. Wasn't the piston, wasn't the shirt keyway. So that's all good news for me, man. You know, usually other YouTubers, they just put everything together and go, ah, there you go, let's put it back together. Well, if you guys don't want to watch me put it back together, then see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. And thanks for following and sharing and liking and subscribing. But if you guys want to see how I put this back together again, I'll be on for another few more minutes. So we just put the shroud back on. You know what? Before we put the shroud back on, let's put the air cleaner back on because it looks like it's easier. So the 5 bolts are on here. The big 1/2-inch bolt is here. The 3/8 screws in here. We put the screw on there. It's adjusted so that the carburetor is the engine is revving at around 2986 RPM. Right? And this actually goes this way. People put it wrong, and I almost put it wrong. And it's just a flat head that puts the air cleaner assembly on here, and as we saw, the air cleaner actually is surprisingly clean, you know, surprising. Then we have this, remember that little tab thing? Notch goes into the slit or slot. There we go. And this should line up perfectly with the hole. I think it does. Doesn't feel like it. This thing goes right over here. It's much easier with your impact. Go. And there you go. We are finito with this. Eh? That didn't take very long to figure out, right? Ever since we put that air cleaner in, it doesn't seem like it runs very well. I think we should take the air cleaner out again, see. Took the air cleaner out. Let's give it a try now. Maybe the air cleaner is not as clean as I thought. Guys, doesn't really seem like it runs as well as before, did it? I mean, we didn't do anything except take the air cleaner out, right? But it wasn't the air cleaner at all, because it still kind of runs bad without it. Yeah.
I know what it is, guys. It was running good because we had it all flooded with carburetor fluid in the beginning, right? Once that burned away, the regular gas is starting to burn. I bet you that gas is all skanky. That's what it is. So I got this pump. Got this pump from Harbor Freight. Put it on its side so that all the fuel is in one area. Works. Gas doesn't look that bad. Not too bad at all, actually.
Sorry, Molly.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. I'll be super quick. I see your...
So I had to stop the video because a guy walked over here. He was asking me if I want solar panels installed. This is like the fourth or fifth guy that has come to me asking me if I want solar panels. And then once they're talking to me, they just look over at my electric meter and they say, "Oh, do you have solar panels already?" I said, "Yeah, baby." He goes, "Then why'd you let me keep talking?" I says, "I don't know, I wanted to hear your pitch." Anyway, so I'm just, this is not the super bad gas that I have. I also keep a super bad gas. This is just kind of bad gas. So kind of bad gas, if you pour it into through a filter and into another thing, you could probably use it for testing, you know what I mean? I don't throw nothing away. Oh, I'm sorry, that was improper. I didn't throw anything away. So I'm gonna, I drained most of that gas out. There might be some, you know, a few teaspoons here and there, but I'm going to put some good gas in here and see if we see an improvement in running condition here. Yeah, well, mine's a lot more clear than his, but I don't know if that would make such a difference, you know, so I'm a little perplexed as to why this thing doesn't run all that well, considering we just changed the carburetor. Not to mention the fact that it was running great when we first, you know, started running it, you know. So here we go. Run for a while, see if it gets to the good fuel. fellas. I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think it is, okay? You guys saw what we did. I'm a little perplexed as to why it ran so good in the beginning, and then now all of a sudden it doesn't run that well. You know, it's a poor running engine now. While it starts and runs, it doesn't run well. So let me know what you guys think it could be, huh? See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day. Hey guys, Boba and I want to thank you for all the support of Mowers and Blowers. If you'd like, make a short video clip like these, and I'll put it as an outro in my future videos.
Hey guys, it's JNR's Mower Repair and Lawn Care here, and as always, thank you for watching Mowers and Blowers.